Alright, it's your boy, BD. We're going to be talking about interval pumping and how things might be changing a bit. But before I get into it, first, in the comments, let me know if I talk slow. Because one of the top comments on last video is that they have to watch me at 1.25 speed. I've been working on not talking super fast like this because I'm from Pittsburgh and this is just how we talk. So I've been slowing it down so the international audience can hear me better. But if it's still a little herky-jerky, sometimes I'm just thinking. But just let me know, and I'll work on my speed of voice. Anyway, in the description below, you will find BD's Big Book of Length. It is essentially everything I've learned in the past 6 to 8 months on semi-therapeutic penis elongation. So, if you're following along with me and struggling, meaning that you're having issues going through the Reddit and the YouTube, making sure everything I am saying is up to date with your current understanding of PE, my book is for you. It is streamlined to make it as simple as possible to get started. So that means no jumping around. It is currently 95 pages. It covers day 0 to day 365 as troubleshooting. And we'll have pictures and demonstrations later this week. Since it's an ebook, I can send everyone a free update whenever I feel like it. So it'll always be up to date with what I think is best for penis elongation. Now that is out of the way, let's talk about girth. More importantly, pumping. Context. I had a very enlightening consultations call with a PhD student who we just chatted, and he was very knowledgeable of what I was doing, but he also gave his own experience, and this is what I need, as I need more feedback from you guys so I can make sure what I'm talking about is sound for everyone. Basically, we got on the conversation that since he is a fast sweller, 2-minute intervals just lead to the same amount of edema as 5-minute intervals. And I've seen some of this in the comments before. I'm just like, oh, they're doing it wrong. That was just me being kind of an asshole. That we need to tailor the rep ranges to your body, much like other individuals, like in bodybuilding. Some people are going to respond very well to like 8 to 12 reps. Some people are going to respond very well to 4 to 6, and others are going to respond very well about 20 reps, depending on the muscle, depending on their own genetics. So we need to keep that in mind. With what we're doing with pumping, we are trying to limit edema, so that way the vacuum has to be filled by blood, therefore working the blood holding tissue, the corpus cavernosum, and then that internal pressure will cause the tunica albuginea to expand this way, leading to long-term girth changes. So, depending on your own swell response, I'm assuming most of you guys will have a rough idea of what it is. For me, I don't swell that much at all. For the individual that I had the consultation with the other day, he swells very quickly. So for him, I recommended let's switch him to 1-minute intervals, see where it goes, and then depending on your own swell response, you can do 2 to 3-minute intervals. You just have to play around with it. I still think 2-minute intervals is going to be best for most, but if you carry a lot of subcutaneous water, you'll have a better swell response than most, because what edema really is water under the skin filling the vacuum, because that has the path of least resistance compared to a fully maxed out tunica albuginea. So water is going to fill that chamber before anything else, therefore you're not going to be really stretching the corpus cavernosum and the tunica albuginea. Then, this was a very enlightening consultation call for me. We got on the subject about front-loading fatigue, much like we do with the interval length protocol. So if you don't know what the interval length protocol is, I go into it in my book, but it is 10 1-minute sets at the beginning, and then a handful of 5-minute sets afterwards. And this is to maximize collagen failure, since collagen fails at the point of load. If we translate what we learned from the research study that I've been pulling from for 6 months now, we need many sets for maximizing the chances of collagen failure, since the tunica albuginea needs to fail this way instead of this way. We should be pulse pumping up a few times at the beginning to maximize collagen fatigue. So, this is a tentative recommendation, and you guys need to let me know on the Reddit if this works and how well it works for you, because anytime I pulse pumped, I got more edema than normal. So, there's probably a rep range we want to find. I want you guys to start doing 30-second sets for the first 5 minutes. So you'll do 30 seconds, release, immediately pump up. 30 seconds, release, immediately pump up. 5 minutes of that. Then we go back to the normal 2-minute sets or 1-minute sets, depending on your own swell response, and go from there, okay? So if we're talking about my tentative routine, and if I ever get fucking time to do PE, this is what I'll be doing. I'll be doing my tunica release stuff, so we're talking bundled stretches for 6 minutes, 1 minute each side, BFR massage, 5 minutes total, gua sha scraping or tunica shears for 2 sets, 3 minutes, or 50 scrapes, depending on what you're doing. Then we're going to do a fatigue phase of 30 seconds, 10 sets total, much like interval length protocol. Then we'll do, well, for me in particular, it's going to be 15 or 16 minutes worth of interval pumping. So that would be 8 sets. I'll take a break at set number 4 because you need about a 5-minute break every 10 minutes. And that's just a good way to split it. Okay, this video is actually pretty quick, I think. So, let me know. Like I said, I have been working on girth. I just have not been able to play around with it. So help me out, and so I can help you guys out more, okay? Again, BD's Big Book of Length is in the description. I don't have any of my supplements laying around, but Leviathan Sups for all your men's health supplement needs. And then Peak Male Physique for penis enlargement equipment. That does not break the bank. This is BD signing off.